Welcome to Allies or Enemies. This time we are looking at Caesar, Seize Rome in 20 minutes. And while our copy was supplied by PSC Games, our opinions are very much our own. Designed by Paolo Mori, Caesar with an exclamation mark is a two-player battle to control the Roman Empire, with players taking on the roles of either Pompey or the titular Caesar in a clever war of area control and cunning. On the surface, Caesar has a lot in common with Mori's World War II game Blitzkrieg. But don't be fooled. This game does a lot more than just change out tanks for togas, with a map-based system, smartly designed bonus tokens, and tough decisions around every corner. But before we get too far into it, let's look at how it plays.
Each turn of Caesar begins with a player choosing one influence token from behind their secret screen and placing it on a matching symbol anywhere on the map. Laurels are wild. Doing this increases their influence in the regions touching either side of the token. If they place on the last space of the region, they take the bonus token. Then influence is counted and the player with the most places a control marker on that space, or two if it is next to a region they already control. Then the bonus token is resolved and the player draws a new token. Bonus tokens include tactics, which give an extra turn, wealth, which adds another token to your hand, might, which flips a token that's already on the board, senate, which adds extra control markers and increases in power the more you have, poison, which removes a token from an opponent's hand, and centurions, which add a special token to your hand. Play continues until one of the players puts out all 12 of their control markers or someone is poisoned to death. A2, Pompey.
The rulebook sets up the poison and centurion tokens as expansions, but unless you want to start with an easier learning game, there is really no reason not to add both from the get-go. So the real variability will come from the always different game setup and arrangement of bonus tokens, and the inherent replayability of well-made, abstract head-to-head games. Like Santorini or Hive, or I guess chess if you're old school, Caesar will never play out the same way twice. It is all about reading and reacting, and solving the ever-changing puzzle at hand, and ultimately defeating your opponent, like at the Battle of Pharsalus, which I definitely did not just look up on Wikipedia.
The bits are solid across the board. The screens double as player aids with all of the bonus token info on the inside, and they do stay up well and look cool. The board is well laid out and clear, which is very important for a game like this. Bags are solid quality, and it's a nice touch to have specific ones for each of the leaders, and the tokens all do their jobs well with clear iconography. We tried to think of a nitpick here, but we don't really have one.
This is a two-player game through and through. It is a straight-up head-to-head abstract. So if you are looking to adapt it for 3 or 4, look elsewhere. That said, it really does a great job of providing a full area control experience for 2 players. Even at a playtime of 20 minutes, there is a lot to this, and it is a highly engaging 20 minutes. There is also a solo mode included, and it works pretty well, with a bunch of levers to adjust difficulty. There is a bit of overhead with the placement sequence, though that does get easier as you play it. It can also feel a bit like playing two-handed, and it does make semi-predictable choices that you can use against it. But despite those qualms, it definitely works and will really work for the right player. That said, we probably wouldn't buy the game for the solo alone.
Caesar is definitely one of those if you think you'll like it, and if you think you won't kinds of games. It is a head-to-head thinky area control puzzle, so inherently it's a bit combative and it's got some big choices to make every turn. If abstracted historical wars and 1v1 brain battles aren't your kind of thing, this is unlikely to change your mind. But if you like head-to-head games or area control games with Euro mechanics or abstract games, this is a solid one. And it's definitely worth owning even if you already have Blitzkrieg. And that is it. If you've played Caesar, what did you think? Or what other head-to-head games might you recommend? And as always, please do like and subscribe, and hopefully we will see you all next time for another game.